Well, what an excellent little hype video by Lily Rodney. Thank you so much for that, for the men's basketball game that we're about to watch. We just got done just about 15 minutes ago with a wonderful, wonderful Battle of the Ravine matchup between the women's Ouachita Tigers and the women's Reedys. We're still kind of recovering from that game, but thank you for joining us. I am Chris Gay, joined by Chase Hartzell, and what a finish we just saw. And if it's anything like what we saw previously, I can imagine this game will be much like what we just saw just a few minutes ago.
What an exciting game for Henderson State, battling all throughout that game. You know, I go back to Bassan's made three. As time expired in single overtime, then turn around in double overtime, and really the story of the night was Jada Pickens. 27 points. She gets the game winner fittingly and picks up the victory for HSU. That is one that Tiger fans and Ready fans will likely not soon forget, for better or for worse. But we were treated to a special one there in game one, and I would expect this next game to be just as special.
Yep, and now to the business on hand. Ouachita is heading into this game 5-10 on the season, 3-7 in Great American Conference play, and 5-3 right here at home court. All 5 wins have been here at home. Henderson State 6-9 entering today, 5-5 in the Great American Conference, and 1-3 on the road. So definitely going to be a tough task, and it's not a typical road game, as 0.7 miles separate the two home courts for both Ouachita here at Bill Vining Arena and the Duke Wells Center over at the Henderson State campus. Do you think it's really a home game, or an away game, or is it more like a neutral site type of a game?
Well, that's actually an interesting topic, Chris, because I actually talked about this with David Goodman, who is the father of the Ouachita football kicker Gabe Goodman, who had the game winner in Battle of the Ravine football edition back in 2021. And the way he explained it to me is he said, it's a home game no matter which side you're on, because especially if you're an Arkadelphia kid, you're going to have representation on both sides, and it's nice to have those fans come out and support you either way. You know that if it's going to be at the Duke Wells Center or Bill Vining Arena, it doesn't matter. The Tigers are going to show up, the Reddys are going to show up. So honestly, I kind of see this as a home matchup for both teams because they're playing right here in their hometown.
It's a home game no matter what side you're on for the citizens of Arkadelphia. It may just be a house divided no matter where you are in the city. You got friends, family, neighbors, just classmates all attending this game, and you know, your best friend may be on that side and you're on this side, but at this moment, for these 40 minutes, you're not exactly liking your best friend very much. And then after the game, it's all, you know, it's all love and, you know, and that's it. But that's exactly how this type of rivalry works. It is the Battle of the Ravine rivalry, one of the most unique and oldest traditions in all of college athletics, and we cannot wait to get it underway. Now, let's look at the individual matchups between these two teams. Earlier, when I was doing my research, the last 10 matchups, Ouachita has lost 9 of the last 10. Now, they did win last season in what was the first ever sweep of the two Tigers in our recorded history, but looking at the previous last games for Henderson State, they did come away with a 1-point loss versus East Central, who Ouachita last beat here at Bill Vining Arena last Thursday. And then for Ouachita, their last home game was Saturday, where it was a 3-point loss versus Southwestern Oklahoma State.
And if you're head coach Dennis Nutt, I feel like you have to be ecstatic going into this matchup. The team is off of 2 of its best efforts of the year. Honestly, I think the best overall week this team has had all season long. It's been growing pains at times, trying to figure out different roles and building that chemistry, but I feel like we really saw that chemistry take a large step forward last week. First in the victory against a solid ECU team, and then hanging right with one of the top teams in the conference in the form of Southeastern. Both of those games, the Tigers were right there in it. They proved victorious in one, just fell short in the other. But if they play the way they did last week, you have to like their chances in this game.
Well, and a good news alert for Ouachita. Don't really have a true injury report, but as you can see, the leading scorer for Ouachita is Tyler Haynes. averaging about 14 points per game, and he's been warming up with his teammates, and he's been out the last 2 games, and we'll see if he's going to be able to be ready to play come game time. But a guy that's really stepped up in his place has been Taryn Williams. He had 25 points, which is a career high for Williams in their loss versus Southwestern Oklahoma State. How big is he going to have to step up regardless of Haynes or if he plays or not?
Well, I think it's going to take a team effort tonight from the Tigers. Everybody's going to have to step up, including Taryn Williams. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Haynes picked up right where he left off, made an impact immediately upon return. But also you got to see plays from guys like Emory Knox. And you also want to see some stuff from Ron Belton down there in the paint. It's going to take everybody to win this game. Gavin Snyder's another one who needs to step up along with Reggie Martin. Martin always seems to have a way to make those explosive plays and really get this team energized. Look for that again tonight.
Well, looking at Henderson State, Malik Davis coming in averaging 14 points per game, just under 14 points per game. And Mihol Cheech coming in leading the team in rebounding, just under 8 a game. Davis coming off a 17-point game. Now, it is blackout here at Bill Vining Arena. Probably be able to see in just a minute. Yep, you can see, of course, all of Ouachita's players all in black, and most of the student section is in black as well. Henderson State going through their pregame rituals, but wearing their white jerseys with the red lettering, as we're just about ready for the starting lineups in this Battle of the Ravine matchup. Had a great game previously. We'll see if this one follows the same result. Well, here is Dr. Casey Model with the starting lineups for both the Reddies and the Tigers.
Tiger Nation, welcome to Bill Vining Arena for tonight's great American Conference contest, featuring the Reddies of Henderson State University against your Ouachita Tigers. We welcome you to the Battle of the Ravine. And now introducing the starting lineup for the Henderson State University Reddies. Junior guard from Detroit, Michigan, number 3, Chase Farmer. Senior guard from Crossett, Arkansas, number 5, Zion Patterson. Junior guard from Marion, Arkansas, number 10, Tim McDonald. Senior guard from St. Louis, Missouri, number 11, Malik Davis. And senior center from Fayetteville, Arkansas, number 20, KJ Stewart. The head coach of the Henderson State Reddies is Jimmy Elgis. The assistant coaches are Maurice Head and Chase Cravens. And now, Tiger Nation, let me hear you roar! This is the starting lineup for your Ouachita Tigers! Junior center from Jonesboro, Louisiana, number 1, Rollin Belton. Junior guard from Little Elm, Texas, number 4, M.J. Leslie. Junior forward from Marion, Arkansas, number 5, Taryn Williams. Junior guard from Bimini, Louisiana, number 3, Reggie Martin. And senior guard from Auckland, New Zealand, number 0, Marvin Williams-Dunn. The head coach of the Ouachita Tigers is Dennis Nutt. The assistant coach is Levin Thornton. Tonight's officials are Brad Gaston, Luke Chittum, and Jeremy Campbell.
Well, as you got a great look, it is, of course, blackout here at Bill Vining Arena. Had to take it literally for the introduction of the starting lineups. Now we're just about ready for tip-off. Of course, Ouachita wearing the all-black jerseys with the purple lettering.
This jersey is making its debut, and this is one that I have been anticipating all season long, Chris. I saw this on display in the office in the offseason. I kept waiting to see when the team was going to break it out. No better time than Battle of the Ravine.
And Ouachita, well, and they will win the tip, but Henderson gets it, and it's going to be Ouachita basketball. A little chaotic right off the tip.
Very similar to what we saw in the first game when there was a deflected tip. And Ouachita accidentally let the ball roll out of bounds because there was confusion on who touched it last.
Actually, there was a little bit more confusion there on who gets the possession. It's actually going to be, it's still going to be Ouachita basketball. Possession arrows going the other way. There's still a lot of confusion. The clock is not started. The ball was tipped, and clock should have at least have drained a couple seconds. And there we go, 19:58 now on the clock. And now Taryn Williams throws in. The Henderson State going with a little full court pressure here on Williams-Dunn. Here's Leslie. Martin flying around to Williams, open for three in the corner, no good. Rebound by Patterson. Here's Patterson, pulls up, jumper contested. And still fighting for it, Belton with the board. Here's Martin. Pull up jumper, no good there. Williams-Dunn trying to tap it to a teammate, nobody there. And now Malik Davis, the Ready's leading scorer with the ball. Nice little shifty move there, but it's going to be a Ready turnover. And here's Leslie. He thought about the three into Belton. Out to Williams-Dunn. Out to Leslie. Leslie, no hesitation. No good there.
Although the Tigers have started 0 for 3 from the field, you have to like the looks that they've been getting. They've been creating good spacing for themselves to get those open looks. The shots just haven't fallen yet.
Here's Davis. Davis, three is good. And now the Reddies are on the board first with 18:33 left to go in this first half. Here's Williams-Dunn to Williams. Martin will be a foul. It's going to be on Chase Farmer, the junior from Detroit, Michigan.
Not really a bad idea there from Henderson State. Reggie Martin is so explosive driving the side, especially going down the baseline. We've seen a lot of his dunks come that way, but also he's just found a way to make explosive plays in general from the baseline. So not a bad idea there from HSU to try and cut him off before he could do something to give the Tigers some momentum.
Here's Leslie. Three ball, no good there. Rebound by Stewart. And here's Davis. And Martin, great defensive anticipation and active hands there. Davis saw the teammate. I think that was Farmer that was streaking down towards the basket. But Martin read it perfectly. So on this camera angle, it's Rovell Carter there on the baseline, but behind him is a couple former Tiger basketball players that really made a name for themselves. Lorenzo Nero is down there as the and one by Farmer. And then Laquan Butler Jr. also back there, just a one-year fan favorite for Ouachita, the leading scorer last season. He's made his return. He's been spending some time overseas playing some basketball.
And most recently playing professional ball in Mexico.
Well, now has made the trip back here to Arkadelphia to watch his team and battle the Ravine, and I don't blame him. And now this is a 6-0 lead for the Reddies as Martin brings it up the floor. Screen by Williams. Passing it around. Martin attacking the basket inside. No good there. Rebound by McDonald. Here's Davis. Setting up a play. Here's McDonald for three. No good. That one's short. Leslie with the board. Martin. Ouachita still searching for the first points of this game. Martin floater. Oh, just rolls out. Martin going for it. And it's going to be Ouachita basketball. Great play by Reggie Martin, the junior from Vivian, Louisiana.
Frustrating turn of events there for the junior as he wanted that shot to go down. It looked like it would for a moment, but great job to stick with it and make a smart play to keep the ball in the Tigers' possession.
Here's Belton. Nice pass inside. Bounces right off Williams Dunn, though. Miscommunication there. Martin attacking, finishing with the left hand, and now Ouachita's on the board with two. Here's McDonald, or excuse me, Patterson. Here's McDonald to Davis on the wing. Davis thought about the three. He's got a mismatch with Belton. Attacking Belton. Belton, good contest though. Williams with the board. Going right at Stewart. Got it out to Williams Dunn. Leslie in the corner. Here's Williams. Attacking Stewart, and nice finish with the left hand. Ouachita attacking the paint with efficiency here.
And that cut up the middle of the lane was made possible by an excellent screen from Rollin Belton. Great teamwork.
Here's Farmer. And it was a good open look for the Reddies, and that's going to be Ouachita basketball. It was a good look for Patterson, averaging about 13.5 points per game as we have just entered our first media timeout. So we're going to take a quick break here. Actually, excuse me, we're going to have a report from Isaac Bourne there on the sideline. Isaac, what do you have for us?
And thank you so much, Chris. Tonight we've seen some incredible basketball played, especially by the women's basketball team here at Ouachita. Tonight we saw a score of 96-94 as they fell to the Henderson State Lady Reddies in a double overtime game, the highest scoring game for the Lady Tigers this season. And now we have the second matchup of the night here, which already looks to be very enticing. Thank you so much, Chris.
All right, well, thank you, Isaac. And yes, Ouachita gone on a 4-0 run just in about a minute here, and Ouachita just needs to continue to attack the paint here, and would love to cut into this lead just down two with 15:41 left on the clock. Well, Chase, looking at the numbers right now, obviously a low-scoring affair with just under 5 minutes just under 5 minutes played, but it's because Ouachita 2 of 8 from the field and Henderson not shooting much better.
Well, and for Ouachita, it's been a bit of a turnaround here, as you mentioned, on a 4-0 run. Henderson actually opened up the game on a 6-0 run, and kudos for the Tigers. They didn't back down. It would have been very easy to let that momentum swing all the way in Henderson State's favor, but before things could get out of hand, the Tigers took a deep breath, took a step back, knew those shots were going to start falling. Now we're starting to see things turn around for OBU.
And now Tyler Haynes has checked in, as well as Emory Knox for Ouachita. Martin to Williams. Williams driving inside and draws contact. Not in the motion of shooting. And that's just the first team foul by Henderson. Or excuse me, the second team foul by Henderson. And a couple substitutions for the Reddies. Number 15, Cortland Crow. It's a redshirt freshman from right here in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. He's checked in. And then Clarence King, redshirt junior from Kansas City, Missouri, is checked in. Here's Williams. Deep two there, and it goes in. A tough shot by Williams, but he's got it all knotted up at 6.
Well, fortune's certainly changing for Ouachita, as evidenced by that last shot. Just got the right spin on it, but still a great look by Taryn Williams from deep.
And a good finish inside by Crow. He's only played in 5 games entering this one, but he's come in pretty early. Only averaging just under 3 points per game, so almost at his average. Here's Knox, tough attack, and gets a lot of contact from Stewart. That's going to be the first one on Stewart there. And now Tomislav Biholcic has checked into the ball game, 5th-year senior from Belgrade, Serbia. Ouachita faithful are very familiar with him, as he's had many strong games here at Bill Vining Arena. Here's Martin. Pull-up jumper is good. Now we're all tied up at 8.
And again, Reggie Martin, that's his sweet spot on that baseline, whether it's exploding to the basket for a slam dunk or a fancy layup, or whether it's taking it in stride from the mid-range. He always finds a way to do damage from that spot.
Here's Davis. Pull-up jumper, no good. Biholcic trying to put it back in. Still an offensive board for the Reddies. Here's Patterson. Davis working on Dunlap. Patterson, jumper is good off the window. The bank is open for Zion Patterson. The lead continues to go back and forth. Tyler Haynes, his first touch in a while, is no good. You can imagine Tyler Haynes just trying to fight off and get rid of some of the nerves with that shot there, as it has been, I think, about 2 or 3 games since he's played, as Biholcic is going to head to the free throw line to try to convert this and one. And now he's on the board first tonight.
And really, that's Miholcic's bread and butter. He loves to play down low and uses his long wingspan to tip the ball up in the air. I was talking to Kendall Givens, who's actually an All-American running back here at Ouachita, and he's played with Miholcic in the offseason in terms of pickup basketball. That's something that he does a lot, and Kendall said the key to combating that is you've got to find a way to make the athletic plays. You've got to play smart and figure out how to get yourself in the right position to win the battle.
Martin to Knox. Trying to take advantage of this. King with a great defensive effort. But and the putback by Zion Patterson coming out of nowhere, trailing King on the missed layup. It was a good initial defense by Martin, but an excellent follow. And that's going to be an offensive foul in Ready basketball. And this crowd is loving what they're seeing from this Ready team as they have a 6-point lead.
Well, and we were waiting for a momentum swinging play. We might have gotten just that in the follow-up slam from Zion Patterson. Great job there of following the shot, but even better job of finding a way to catch it in midair and finish off for the two-hand jam. That earned style points, but it also gave the Reddies a little extra momentum.
And the three-pointer by Malik Davis has this entire Ready crowd on their feet. Knox hit the ground. Don't think it was a true ankle breaker, but Knox to Haynes, and he's going to be out of bounds. Another Tiger turnover, and Coach Nutt is just trying to get his team to calm down.
And that's the message that Tyler Haynes is spreading right now from midcourt. He's giving the same message to his guys and even to himself. He knows that all they've got to do is settle down, start to get into a rhythm, because Henderson State, they're on a nice roll right now. But the Tigers not out of this by any means. Just takes one good play to swing the momentum back in Ouachita's favor.
Here's Davis to Patterson. Matched up with Dunlap. Lost it temporarily. Dunlap, good defense. Ouachita creates a turnover. Dunlap for three, no good. A lot of contact on the shot though, but no foul is called. Here's Davis, just gonna stroll it up the court. Here's Patterson. Davis, another three, and it's going to be an illegal screen by Miholcic. And now we're heading into our second media timeout of the game, and we're going to take a timeout as well. Stick around. 17-8 is your score here at Bill Vining Arena, so stick around for more Battle of the Ravine action here after this break.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
17-8 is your score with 11:35 left to play in this first half. Ouachita with 8 and the visiting Readies with 17. Chase, what have you noticed from this game so far?
Well, really what has turned the tide for Henderson State has been that play from Zion Patterson, following it up with the two-handed jam as we've got tight play and tight quarters. Excellent play there by Rollin Belton.
Two bigs going right at it. The 6'8 Belton versus the 6'11 Miholcic. That's going to be a great matchup to watch all night. Trying to get Miholcic on the lob, and a soft touch inside and a little extra celebration to go with it. Now a 9-point lead by the Readies. Here's Knox to Leslie, and it's going to be an illegal screen by Tyler Haynes. Seen a couple of those already tonight.
That's another reason that the Ready's lead continues to swell, is because the Tigers have committed a few turnovers, some forced, some unforced. Still trying to settle into this Battle of the Ravine, and credit the Readies, they've capitalized on the opportunities, whether it's been through explosive plays towards the rim or triples.
And a wild shot put up by McDonald. And here's Knox. The transfer from Charleston Southern is going to put up the triple, and it's good by Emory Knox. Ouachita has cut this lead to 6. And the putback by Miholcic is good. And he's going to be a guy that you just have to box out every time a shot is up.
Ouachita, as you mentioned, Chris, going to have to find a way to win the battle of the glass.
And what a finish inside by Knox. Not afraid to go against the trees there. And he's starting to have himself a good night. Here's Hip. Miholcic. Jumper is good. That's something that he didn't have in his bag when he first started playing for the Readies, but he does now.
That's one of the most dangerous types of players right there. Somebody who can win the battles for rebounds down low, can make some great plays in the post, but then if you spread them out a little bit, they can still make those shots from mid-range.
Knox off the window. Did I say the bank was open? Because it is. Here's Hip to McDonald. Ken Lewis into Miholcic. Up against Belton. And no good there. Belton with the board.
Tigers going to need more possessions like that. Belton did a great job there of holding his ground in a height mismatch. Miholcic is a very strong man too, so a good job there to hold his ground in a tough battle.
The Leslie floater's no good, but they do get another opportunity. Here's Leslie for three! MJ Leslie, his first three-pointer of the game. Here's McDonald. And now we're going to have a timeout by Henderson State, and this Ouachita crowd is back into this game. Just 2 points separate these two cross-town rivals, and we're going to take a break as well. 23-21 is your score with 8:11 left to play. Stick around for more Battle of the Ravine action here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
21-23 is your score here at Bill Vining Arena. And we've seen some solid performances from both teams. And right now, one guy that has really started to cement himself in this game is Miholcic. And Chase, how's he been so successful now with eight points in this game?
Well, Chris, as I mentioned earlier, he's just got such a long wingspan. He will not be in the game at this moment as he's going to make way for KJ Stewart. But that's been his key to success throughout his career. He uses his wingspan to tip the ball out to only places he can reach. And then that creates other opportunities both on the boards, and if you've got a second chance opportunity, go right back up, use that height advantage. He's got a good hook shot, not to mention he's improved his mid-range. A tough matchup, but if you can find a way to stand your ground against him, you're going to have some success.
Well, it was a nice entry pass into KJ Stewart, and it was actually a good hard foul by Kobe Dunlap. And now Stewart's going to head to the free throw line. Stewart shooting 72% from the free throw line so far this season. The senior from Fayetteville, Arkansas, knocks down his first. Some of the Ouachita players are pointing out a possible clock issue. We have been having those the last few home games. And I think we may have a conversation here about the clock. And yep, they're going to come take a look at this. Going to take a look at the clock here. It's an official timeout. Well, the officials are going to talk to the truck, but while we have a second, let's take a look at the work that Emory Knox has been putting in. 8 points. Has been tied with Miholcic for the most points for either player in this game. So they're taking a look at the clock, and they have it situated.
Well, and Chris, too, something that has allowed the Tigers to get back into this ball game. So they have confirmed the foul and the timing. But going back to what I was saying, Ouachita has really improved from three-point range and also created a lot more opportunities. Again, as we mentioned, when you've got guys with height advantages like KJ Stewart and Tomislav Miholcic, it can be tough to win those boards, but the Tigers have found a way to create second chance opportunities, and they've converted.
And Stewart, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Full court press going for the Reddies. They will back off here as Knox has it. Here's Leslie to Knox. Knox for three is good! Emory Knox is not human. He is having a fantastic game so far, bringing this lead to just one for the Reddies. He's got 11. Here's Davis. Patterson driving. It was tough, and Haynes with the board. Here's Knox. To Leslie, thought about the three. Step back, thought about it again. Here's Belton to Haynes. Back to Leslie, now he's gonna shoot the three. No good there, and McDonald has the board. Here's Davis. Good contest by Belton, and now Stewart with the board, and it's gonna be a jump ball. Possession arrow points to the Reddies. Malik Davis set to throw in. Gets it into McDonald. And Davis gets the offensive board. Ouachita seemed to be not totally together on that defensive possession. Here's McDonald against Haynes. Tough shot, good defense by Haynes, and it's going to be Ouachita basketball. Haynes was open for a moment. Here's Belton. Into Leslie, and it's going to be a foul. Will be on Malik Davis. Should be a 1-and-1 situation possibly.
Chase Farmer, the junior guard out of Detroit, Michigan, checking back in for HSU.
And I was wrong, it will not be a 1-on-1 situation. Emory Knox set to throw in. Here's Knox. Working on Davis. He's had a hot start so far. Here's Dunlap. Deep two from Dunlap, just rims out there. Davis with the board. Here's Patterson. McDonald to Davis. Looking for a screen. And now Knox switches off on him, and it's going to commit the personal. Well, Taryn Williams and Marvin Williams-Dunn are going to check back in. Tyler Haynes and Kobe Dunlap are going to take a seat. Taryn Williams has been hot for Ouachita the last several games at 25 points in their loss versus Southwestern Oklahoma State. And that's going to be a turnover by the Reddies, Ouachita basketball, but we'll see if Williams can start to heat up here. Well, the crowd has been relatively quiet so far. Henderson's side certainly is, but Ouachita just waiting for a massive play to get back up on their feet. Here's Leslie. To Knox. Knox for three is good! Emory Knox cannot miss, and he has not missed so far in this game. Has 14 points, 12 of them from beyond the arc.
And after that last make, I think I spied a little smirk on the face of Laquan Butler Jr. He remembers making those shots in his time here at Ouachita, and he knows as well as anyone, when you're on from three, you're on from three. And Emory Knox is right there right now.
He did pass up that shot. Williams working against McDonald, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Ready basketball, but Ouachita does have the lead with 4:59 remaining in this first half. Going to have a few substitutions. One substitution. Gavin Snyder is going to check in. And Tomislav Miholcic is going to check in for the Reddies. KJ Stewart's going to check out. Taryn Williams, who just committed that personal, he's going to check out as well. That was his his third personal. Here's Davis, guarded full court by Snyder. He's gotten more and more playing time as the season has gone along. Now he's matched up against the Reddies' top playmaker. Davis, jumper, no good. Snyder with the board. Here's Knox. Knox, no hesitation whatsoever! Emory Knox, his 5th triple of this game.
He's got the fans on their feet at the moment, but
and no basket. And Miholcic thought the basket should count. And Miholcic is going to shoot free throws here. Will be a 1-and-1 opportunity. Shoots 63% from the free throw line as Tyler Haynes is going to check back in. MJ Leslie comes out, so adding a little bit more size. Miholcic, that free throw no good off to the right. And that makes this Tiger squad, or this Tiger crowd, very happy indeed. So he gets a lot of grief from this Tiger faithful at the free throw line. Here's Snyder, pulls back, here's Belton. Knox, screen, triple. Triple number 6 for Emory Knox, he can't miss. What a performance from the junior from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Malik Leslie all over by Gavin Snyder. I can't, sorry for me to get back into business mode, and that's going to be a personal foul, probably going to be on Marvin Williams-Dunn. Oh no, it's actually going to be on Gavin Snyder as we're going to head into the break. But before we do, we have a report from Isaac Bourne there on the sideline. Isaac, what do you have?
Thanks, Chris. So tonight, the Tigers have welcomed back a welcome addition to their roster, Tyler Haynes, the 6'5" senior forward out here is welcomed back after missing 2 games due to a mouth injury that he incurred at practice. Now playing with a brace in his mouth, is back in the roster and ready to contribute all he can. That's all, Chris. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Isaac. Tyler Haynes, yes, has been playing through that injury, and could see at the free throw line earlier was trying to fix the brace in his mouth, but he's definitely a welcome back contributor for sure, even off the bench. And even though he hasn't done anything in the scoring column just yet, can't imagine that goose egg's going to stay that way for very long. But my, oh my, what a performance, and what a wonderful day it is for Emory Knox. If you have not heard me screaming about him yet, let me tell you, he's got 20 points, has yet to miss from the field, 6 of 6 from beyond the arc, 7 of 7 from the field, all off the bench for Ouachita. A guy that started the season as the starting point guard for Ouachita, sent to the bench as more of the 6th man, and now he is proving why he should be on the court at every given moment. Chase, when was the last time that we saw a performance like this?
It's been a long time, very reminiscent of some of the games that we saw from Laquan Butler Jr. at his best. The Tigers have needed it in this one because Henderson State falling a little bit behind here, but again, staying in the fight consistently. But Emory Knox, one thing I noticed though, after that last made 3, he had been pretty stoic after the first 5 makes, but after that 6th straight make from beyond the arc, even he couldn't help but smirk a little bit as the crowd rose to its feet.
Oh, this crowd almost holds their breath every time he takes a 3 because they're just ready to erupt. And here's Snyder. You can imagine Knox is not going to get any sort of opportunity to shoot, as that's going to be a Tiger turnover. Here's Davis into Patterson, posting up on Williams-Dunn. Williams-Dunn not giving him an inch of room, and Miholcic, just like he said earlier, got it to where nobody could even reach for it and scores. Tyler Haynes is one of the taller players on this Tiger squad at 6'5", but definitely no match for Michalčić inside. Definitely, even though he's the team's power forward, plays a lot at center as well. It's kind of a mismatch. Will be the second personal foul on Emory Knox. The Reddies would love for him to pick up his third. Snyder throwing in. Gets it into Williams-Dunn. Here's Snyder. Belton up top. Gets it to Knox. To Belton. Belton working on Michalčić, and a nice little baby hook by Roland Belton. And Davis for three. No good. Williams-Dunn with the board. Seemed like they rushed that look a little bit there. Henderson probably wanted a little better of a shot. Knox, deep floater, and fouled all over by Clarence King. He is baffled by the call, or was initially, and now Emory Knox is going to head to the free throw line. He's still shooting perfectly from the field and looks to shoot perfectly from the free throw line. Team's third leading scorer shoots at 91.7% on the season as he knocks down his first. But Knox has 21 of the team's 36 points. And now missed that first free throw. Or that second free throw, my mistake. And here's Patterson. Into Michalčić. Working on Belton. Michalčić, good footwork. No, missed it though. Michalčić again, and he's going to head to the free throw line. Well, Michalčić giving Ouachita problems, and if you're Coach Nutt, you do not want to see your only two bigs get into foul trouble. As Coach Nutt's going to have a conversation with the referee. Tyler Haynes, I think, having a problem with that mouth brace, as Reggie Martin's going to check in for him before the first free throw. But that's the second personal foul for Haynes. Belton has not picked up a foul just yet, as Michalčić misses the first free throw. Michalčić has 10 points on the night. Also has 4 rebounds. 3 of them have been on the offensive side of the ball as he knocks down the second. Here's Snyder. Guarded by Davis. Williams-Dunn to Knox. Williams-Dunn up top, into Belton. Belton, pull-up mid-range shot, no good. Martin with the board, loses it just as quickly as he got it. Here's King, and that's going to be a foul. Let's see who they give it to. That's going to be on Gavin Snyder. That will be his second personal. Well, Clarence Davis heading to the free throw line, the redshirt junior out of Kansas City, Missouri. Shooting 71% from the free throw line, averaging a third team best, 12 points per game. And misses the first one. And MJ Leslie is checked in for Ouachita, in for Gavin Snyder. Here's King. And it was a miscue. It was just a, well, it said on the scoreboard, it says they were in the double bonus.
Foul called on Michalčić prior to the shot getting there. It looked like it was either a lane violation or he got charged with an over the back before the ball quite got there.
Here's Knox. Out to Williams Dunn. Pushed off a little bit there, but here's Leslie. Here's Patterson. And that's going to be a travel by Malik Davis. He was looking for McDonald on the lob. And it's going to be a Reedy turnover, and that is going to be a timeout for Coach Nutt and his crew, and we're going to take a break as well. Well, 50.9 left to go here in the first half of play. Ouachita with the 6-point advantage. Stick around for more Battle of the Ravine action here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes.
And right as we just got back, there's another clock issue. Still stuck at 50.9.
Shot clock also never started.
Continuing to have shot and game clock issues here at Bill Vining Arena, and here go the Tigers. Knox open. 3! Emory Knox is not human.
Lucky number 7 in a row for the guard, and on the other end, Roland Belton stepping up with a rejection.
What a rejection by the junior, and here's Leslie. Leslie pullback. Thought he was going to do something crazy there. Knox is going to wait and drain this clock. Just about 10 seconds left to go in this first half of play. Knox would love the final shot. Screen by Belton, and it's going to be a Tiger turnover. Well, at least for now, Knox is still perfect for the field, as Kobe Dunlap is going to check in for Emory Knox. McDonald set to inbound the ball. Malik Davis trying to go get it, trying to get it into somebody. Gets into King. King trying to throw up something, but he's out of bounds. And it will be Ouachita basketball. Emory Knox is going to come back into the game with 1.4 left. This is potentially a big possession here for the Tigers.
With 1.4 seconds left, it's going to be catch and shoot, and you want the top shooter on the floor. Look for the Tigers to try and find Knox open on the inbound.
And Roland Belton checks out as Emory Knox came back in. Marvin Williams Dunn set to inbound the ball. Could go to either Knox or Leslie, both the top shooters on the floor for Ouachita. And they get it into Leslie. That should be a backcourt violation, but just short on that shot attempt. Well, that is going to do it for the first half of this Battle of the Ravine matchup. 39-30 as we head into halftime. We will have a little halftime show with Brody and Isaac, so stick around for that, and stick around for halftime interview with Coach Nutt. Anyway, stick around for more Battle of the Ravine action after this break.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Bats and Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia, call Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/act now.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
And welcome back, folks, to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. I'm Isaac Bourne here with Brody Kriegel, and we're here to talk about this first half of Tiger basketball action here. And, you know, the story right now is Emory Knox. 7 3-pointers to go along with 24 points, 7 for 7 from deep. What can he not do right now?
Right now, it seems like nothing's impossible for him. It's like Chris said, he's not human.
we're seeing him do stuff that's just crazy and just you don't see from the average basketball player.
Every single time Emory Knox went up for a three-point shot, he knew it was going in. That quick trigger has been absolutely electric for the Tigers tonight, and it is the biggest reason why they're up 39-30 going into the halftime locker room.
Indeed, that's a good thing we saw. So in the women's game, we noticed how the women got off to a slower start and were trailing. We've seen the opposite here in the men's game. Even though they trailed early in the first, once they took control, they never let up. The momentum is riding in their favor, and as of this moment, things look like they can keep going because they're capitalizing off of every opportunity they receive.
And if you look at the biggest lead of the game for both of these teams, they have both led by 9 at some point in time. Henderson at around the 12:37 mark was when they took a 9-point lead, and Ouachita later in the half at the 42nd mark is when they took that 9-point lead. And on top of that, Ouachita with a 12-point scoring run at one point in the first half, which put them at this lead that they are at now. And on top of that, Ouachita has had the ball for about 5.5 minutes, and Henderson around 12 minutes. We look
at all these good stats for both sides, but we can't forget the sloppy start that the Tigers basketball team had to begin this game. Henderson State was on a roll and was looking like they were going to continue the Reedy magic from the women's game, but once they were down early, they started to wake up, and it's looking like a whole new ball game here now, Isaac.
And speaking of the Reedys starting out fast, the biggest production they've got is from their Serbian senior center. Big tongue twister there. Tomislav Miholčić, 11 points on 5 for 9 from the field. The 6'11" center for the Reedys has been very vital to keeping this lead at a noticeably smaller point, because if you look at all of these other players on Henderson, not very great shooting, but Miholčić has held down the lead, or has held down at least a little bit for the Reedys.
If we take a look at the shooting by period for the Reedys, their free throw percentage has actually been pretty good, 54.5%. But it's the three-point and the field goal percentage which has hurt them up to this point. If you're Henderson State, you want to come into the second half trying to improve upon all those areas you missed in the first half.
And the biggest reservation they see so far is the lack of production for Malik Davis. Leading scorer for the Reedys only has 6 points on 2 for 7 tonight. Both Emory Knox and Marvin Williams-Dunn have done a great job on defending him and keeping him from making some timely shots to keep the Reedys in the game. Hence the 39-30 lead at the halftime break.
One thing I would like to mention about Malik, despite his lower scoring game, he is 2 for 3 on 3 points. So that is one positive sign for Henderson State.
Yes, he's the only player for Henderson that has made 3-point shots tonight, while other players such as Ken Lewis, Tim McDonald have both missed threes. And so with that, we will be going to our second break of the half. When we come back, Brody will be meeting with Coach Nutt to talk about the first half and leading into the second half. So thank you guys, and stay right here with us here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Captain Henderson House. We're a home to call your very own when you're away from yours, with a porch to end your night on, surrounded by friends, sharing stories and old times, and a yard with memories of summertime weddings and picnics after the game. We are so thankful for the life this house has seen for nearly 150 years. Come stay with us and join in on our stories. Captain Henderson House, Inn and Events.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. Alright, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome back to Tiger Basketball. I am here interviewing Ouachita basketball head coach, Coach Nutt. And tell me, Coach, what was it that you liked in the first half?
Well, we finally settled in after about the first 5 minutes, and we kind of got back into a groove. Defensively, we're pretty good right now, so we'll have to keep that up if we're going to beat this group. They'll do a good job of getting downhill, so we can guard them without fouling. We'll have a shot to win this thing.
We saw Emory Knox was explosive in the first half. How can he and other players continue that good rhythm heading into the second half?
Well, we hope he can shoot the same way, but we know they always don't go in, so we just got to do some other things to help him out. But we're doing pretty well right now. We've got to keep it up.
All right, and one more thing. What's the one thing you would tell your players right now, despite the 9-point lead?
0-0, start it all over again, and let's finish.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you for that, Brody. Those great words from Coach Dennis Nutt, and especially like that, telling his team it is 0-0 from here on out. It is not a 9-point lead. The game has just started, and hey, that's brilliant words from a veteran head coach. And we'll take a look at some of the stats heading into just under 1:30 left to go in this half. Ouachita up 39-30. Look at the shooting from Ouachita, shooting 53% from the field, and has made 8 of 12 three-pointers. 7 of them have been from Emory Knox. If you're just joining us for the first time tonight, Emory Knox is 7 of 7 from three-point range, 8 of 8 on the night from the field. He did miss one free throw, so he's not totally perfect, but he's still pretty good tonight. Just a phenomenal performance from him. And then, of course, the Reedys shooting 34% from the field, but they're still within striking distance. Both teams not shooting particularly well from the free throw line. And then, of course, Henderson State out-rebounding Ouachita 21-16. That's part of what's able to keep them in the game.
I love Coach Nutt's response, though, to Brody's last question there in that interview. Great job by Brody Kriegel as well. He said that it's 0-0 at this point. We're starting over. We got to build that momentum up again. If you think back to that last game, it was about an 8 or 9 point deficit at halftime in favor of Henderson State. Ouachita found a way to erase that. There's nothing to say that the same thing can work towards Henderson State's advantage in this game. You've got to keep your foot on the gas pedal because this is a team that has created opportunities for themselves with the offensive glass. You've always got to think about guys like Miholcic going back up for those second chance efforts. And also, Malik Davis had a pretty sweet stroke from beyond the arc as well. You've got to keep an eye on those shooters because they can also factor into this game in a hurry. You know that both teams have made adjustments coming out of the break, but it's just going to be a matter of who has the better adjustments going down the stretch because although Ouachita does have that 9-point padding, that can be erased real quickly.
Well, like you said, Malik Davis, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. It's been all of his points, and then Miholcic has 11, leading for Henderson State. Here's Knox. Williams done. Guarded by McDonald. Here's Martin working on McDonald. Faking out. Here's Knox. Everybody wants him to pull up for a shot here. Here's Martin wide open for three. No good. Belton with the offensive rebound.
And that shot was on line for Martin, just a little short.
And no good by Belton, but he will have a chance to redeem himself at the free throw line. Will be the second personal on KJ Stewart. Rollin Belton, junior from Jonesboro, Louisiana, transferred in from Marist College. Spent 2 years there. Played a role off the bench, just only a handful of minutes per game, and so far this season for Ouachita, it's been the starting center, and it's been a rim runner as they started out that East Central game with an alley-oop from Marvin Williams-Dunn to Rollin Belton. So he's definitely capable of those athletic plays, and of course can feast on the boards, as now Ouachita is going to have another opportunity with the ball here. KJ Stewart committing his third personal. And now Emory Knox set to throw in. Here's Leslie, no hesitation, three is good! MJ Leslie for three. That's his second triple, and he has 6.
Well, that's a promising sign, because although Emory Knox was 7 of 7 by himself in that first half, the rest of the team was 1 for 5. And Marvin Williams-Dunn was looking for a charge that time, ends up recording a blocking foul.
12-point lead by Ouachita as Chase Farmer set to throw in. Here's Patterson. Stewart up top. Davis guarded by Knox. McDonald. Patterson, almost a turnover by the Reddies. That's going to be a long two, no good. Rebound by Knox. And tipped away by McDonald. And McDonald with a little flush there. Well, good defensive play by McDonald, followed by an excellent play rewarding the junior from Marion, Arkansas. Here's Knox. Knox for three, can he make it? Yes, 8 of 8 from three-point land. His first shot of the half, his first make of the half, my goodness.
Well, I was talking to Isaac Bourne, who's been doing our halftime and sideline reports tonight. He also works for Mid-Major Madness, so he spent plenty of time around the hardwood. He says, I don't think I've ever seen a college player catch fire like this live.
And Belton with the strong board, and when you're 8 of 8 from three-point land, yeah, there's not many other players that can say they've done exactly that. Martin to Belton. Belton's flipping around, but no good, and it's going to be a foul on Martin trying to get the steal from Stewart. That will be his second personal foul of the evening. Well, still a packed house here at Bill Vining Arena. Some Henderson State fans have left. Few still coming in from getting snacks at halftime. But Ouachita fans have certainly liked what they have seen so far. May not like that as Malik Davis, an uncontested layup at the rim. Here's Marvin Williams-Dunn to Leslie. Leslie, oh, don't give him that much space. MJ Leslie with his third three-pointer of this game. Well, Emory Knox is not the only one that can fill it up from outside. Here's Patterson working on Martin. A lot of contact, and he will get the foul. Coach Nutt trying to say that he's hooking Martin. Will be Martin's third personal of the game. Malik Davis set to throw in. Here's Patterson. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound by McDonald, put back is good. And here's Knox. Game high 27 points for Emory Knox. Here's Belton and a steal by Davis. And the easy layup at the other end for Malik Davis.
And Davis has really been one of the unsung heroes in this game for Henderson. He's been making shots from most spots on the floor. He's got that three-point stroke, but he's also gone to the hole a couple times here in the second half and gone for those tough yet strong finishes.
Well, I said that Emory Knox has a game high of 27, and he's no longer perfect from the field, so maybe he just is human as Davis misses that one. That's going to be a blocking foul on MJ Leslie. Of course, Knox still is yet to miss from beyond the arc, but Knox currently has 27 points on 8 made field goals and 7 made threes. All 3 of those are career highs. His previous career high he set this season versus Arkansas Monticello of 23 points. The most field goals he had made in a game before this one was this year against Southern Nazarene with 7, and previously when he was at Charleston Southern as a freshman, he had made 4 3-pointers in a game, and that was his previous career high for most threes made in a game. Now he has definitely broken that one with 8 as Davis knocks down his first free throw. Shoots it at an 81% clip, and team's leading scorer. Second on the team with points right now is 10. Miholchich still has 11 and still is yet to check into the second half. KJ Stewart still holding down the paint. Here's Knox. Leslie. Belton up top to Knox. Here's Leslie. Leslie for 3. Yeah! MJ Leslie, his 4th triple of the game, and the officials will want to take a look at it as Davis pulls up from 3. No good. Here's Leslie. Here's Martin. Martin pull-up jumper. Tough shot. No good. McDonald with the board. Davis driving on Martin, kicks it to McDonald. Tough finish, awkward finish, but it's good by the junior from Marion. Here's Knox. Williams done to Knox. Belton calling for it. Leslie pulls back into Belton, working on Stewart. Trying to get around him, no contact, or a lot of contact, but no foul, and it will be Reedy basketball. And we will have a media timeout here as the score is 51-42, and Brody Kriegel is going to have something to say here on the sideline. Brody, what do you have for us?
Talk about the star of the first half, Emory Johnson. He performed like he was from another world, just like you said. It's almost like he was playing NBA 2K on easy mode. Emory Johnson has made 27 points, only has the 1 miss, and
We do apologize about that, Brody. Brody, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Chris. I'd like to talk about the star of the first half, Emory Johnson. The 6-foot guard from Charleston, South Carolina, has performed just like you said, out of this world. He has performed like he's in a lab. 27 points, only 1 miss so far. He is playing lights out. That's all I got for you. Back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you, Brody. And it is hard not to talk about Emory Knox, the junior transfer from Charleston Southern, originally from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, just having a fantastic night, a career night. 27 points, a career high, 7 made threes, a career high, and 8 made field goals, a career high, with only 1 missed field goal and 1 missed free throw to go with his name. Here's Davis working on Knox, and that was a wild pass looking for Farmer, but it's going to be Tiger basketball. A Ouachita 51-42 point lead. Here's Leslie. Leslie doesn't hesitate either, but no good there. He's also got 4 triples in this game. So 12 triples between just 2 teammates, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Chase Farmer.
Marvin Williams doing a great job there of stepping in at just the right moment. And Chris, it's not easy to take that contact when you have a guy running at you full speed. Sometimes you just got to take one for the team. A lot easier said than done. But Marvin Williams does it right there, and as a result, the Tigers going to get possession back.
And B.J. Johnson out there to wipe up the floor. Transfer from Crowley's Ridge. Yet to make an appearance this season, and there's going to be another problem with the clock. So looking over there at the Henderson bench, we're not the only ones participating in the suit game, as every member of the coaching staff for the Reddies is also decked out in some nice suits, all wearing the Navy suits. Seems like all of us, with the exception of Isaac Bourne, are wearing the charcoal gray suits. As Taryn Williams going right at the defender and scores inside. Let's see if he can get going to go along with Knox and Leslie.
That's his first make of the second half. Williams has been good. He's just been a little bit quiet tonight. 6 points, but he's 3 of 4 from the field.
And inside is good by Zion Patterson. And here's Knox. Knox has Patterson on him. Here's Williams Dunn. Knox, he's going to take his 9th triple, and he makes his 9th triple! 9 of 9 from beyond the arc. Oh my goodness. And Malik Davis, he's going to answer right back with the 3 of his own, his 3rd triple of the game. He's got 15. Well, he's now the leading scorer for this Henderson squad, beating out Miholcic, who has 11. Knox inside. Twisting would have been an incredible play by Knox, and here goes King. Out to Patterson. Patterson going to take the mid-range shot, no good. And Knox tips it to himself, and now he's got it.
That was a great job there by Rollin Belton, using his length to tip the ball up and away without initiating illegal contact.
Here's Williams going right at McDonald, and he's going to draw the contact, and he's going to shoot 2. Well, Taryn Williams is an excellent three-point shooter of his own. He's yet to shoot make a 3 in this game, but part of his bread and butter as well is getting inside, being a slasher. Can also get in those post-up opportunities and go to the free throw line, and as he knocks down his first free throw of the day. Davis and McDonald check out. Ken Lewis checks in. Farmer also checks back in. And Williams is 2-2 from the free throw line. Patterson going to bring it up the court. And another clock issue. Shot clock did not start again. Still waiting on the shot clock to be corrected. The game clock, I think, was just corrected, as it's been corrected to 12:19, and yep, 3 seconds have gone off the shot clock, and now we are back in play. Here's Farmer. Miholcic calling for it. Gets it at the elbow. Miholcic is a solid passer. Farmer, wild layup, no good. Williams, barrage by both King and Farmer. Let's see who gets a foul here. It's going to be on King. That's going to be King's second personal. Emory Knox with 30 points in this game, and it's a turnover. Here's Lewis. Blocked away by Williams Dunn, but it's going to be a foul. Think got him on the arm when he was going up for the block attempt, and now Ken Lewis is going to head to the free throw line. And now we're going to have a media timeout, and we're going to take the timeout with them. 58-47 with 11:49 remaining in this second half. Stick around for more Battle of the Ravine action here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning.
58-47 is your score with 11:49 remaining in this second half of this Battle of the Ravine action. I'm Chris Gay, joined by Chase Hartzell. And Chase, I don't know if we'll ever stop talking about him in this game, but Emory Knox, 30 points. And did I say it earlier, but he had 9 triples out of 9 attempts. Just a phenomenal game from the junior from Myrtle Beach.
Well, anytime you're talking about somebody going nearly triple digits on consecutive three-pointers made, it's nearly unheard of. Emory Knox has had a game to remember tonight. The thing that I look to the most is Malik Davis is having a really respectable game tonight. 15 points, 3 of 5 from distance in his own right. That would be worth talking about, except for the fact that Emory Knox has just been on a different plane tonight. Shooting the ball at an insanely high rate beyond the arc.
Well, then throw in MJ Leslie. He's 4 of 8 from beyond the arc for 12 points. Usually we'd be talking about him too, but I don't know. It seems like Emory Knox has all of his shooting sliders turned up in his favor. You get that 2K reference. Here's Belton. And it's going to be a foul by Davis, trying to get around the screen. And Knox set to throw in. Here's Dunlap. Knox to Belton. Here's Knox. To Williams for 3, and add to it. Taryn Williams finds his way from 3. Now just the 3rd Tiger player to hit a 3 in this game, which is incredible considering they had 13 made 3s before this as Miholcic.
And after that last make from Taryn Williams, Chris, the Tigers are now shooting 70% from 3 as a team.
And that's going to keep going up.
An unbelievable effort tonight from Ouachita.
That basket must look like an ocean. I mean, at this point. As Leslie, what effort. It's going to be Ouachita basketball. Threw it off the defender. And MJ Leslie has 5 triples. I think this Henderson fan base has been stunned by the performance that the Tigers have been putting up. Both teams almost similar records. The Reddies do have a much better record in conference play, 5-5 versus 3-7 for Ouachita. But Henderson does struggle playing away from home, if you even want to call this an away game. Here's Williams, jumper, no good. Here's Patterson. Here's Patterson, and then one for Zion Patterson, and the senior from Crossett, Arkansas is going to head to the free throw line. Well, we know the type of talent that comes out of Crossett because there's a pretty good player that's playing in the NFL that is a former Tiger, also played at Crossett.
He did. Greg Reedy Jr., drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars a couple of years ago and enjoying a really solid professional career, first player in school history to be drafted to the NFL. And that's saying something when you've got somebody like Cliff Harris, who is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, on your list of players.
Here's Emory Knox driving, playing a little bit after the whistle, and Knox not going to head to the free throw line as Ouachita, actually they are. I think they just entered the bonus. Yes, they did. It will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Knox. The junior from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, actually in his 4th year of college basketball. Played 3 years at Charleston Southern. Makes the first of the 1-and-1, and it's going to have another opportunity. Well, Knox, one of 4 D1 transfers that Coach Knott brought in on his squad. Rollin Belton and Taryn Williams, the other 2, out there as well. Sean Williams is yet to appear in a game, but played at both Kansas State and Cal State Bakersfield. He's also a Division I transfer, as that's a 3-pointer by Davis. He's also loading it up for the Reddies. The Reddies just not quite going away just yet. And here's Williams. Knox, a triple. Oh! 10 of 10, Emory Knox. Oh my goodness. I don't think he's from this world. This is just incredible. Emory Knox with 35 points. And a ready turnover. Here's Knox. And Williams, layup is good off the fast break. 71-57 is your score with just a little over 9 minutes left to go. And that's going to be a ready time out. What a performance we have seen as we are going to head into the final 9:07 left to play in the second half of action. And we'll have Brody Kriegel with the sideline report as well. But, man, what a performance. 35 points for Emory Knox. And, Brody, what do you have to say?
Thanks, Chris. I'd like to talk about another player for the Tigers. This time, it's a guy who played at a bigger level of college basketball, but is now here at Division II. Taryn Williams, who was a top-ranked recruit out of the state of Arkansas, was at Louisiana Tech a year ago, averaged about 3.2 points per game, but here he is now making a huge impact for the Tigers, averaging about 12.1 points per game. And although he's not out of this world like Emory Knox, his efforts tonight have definitely helped contribute to the scoreboard here. Still a close game, and it's like Coach Nutt said, still 0-0. Lots of basketball left to play. That's all I got. Back to you, Chris.
Well, thank you so much, Brody. Exactly right. There's so many players that are quietly having solid nights for both sides. Taryn Williams with 13, MJ Leslie with 15. And then looking at Henderson State, Malik Davis with 15 points. Zion Patterson's had a quiet 13. And then Miholcic hasn't done a whole lot in the second half, but still has 13 to his name as well, along with 7 rebounds. Chase, Do you just keep letting Emory Knox shoot the ball at this point, or are you trying to be a little conservative and try to play, well with the ball?
Well, considering that I just got a text from Eric Moyer at the Great American Conference office saying that he's in record territory right now, I think you go with the guy that's got the hot hand tonight. Emory Knox has been playing at a level we haven't seen here in a long time, if ever. Stepping up with a huge game in Battle of the Ravine.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to jinx anything.
No, not at all. So
now.
I'm going to
we're-
hold off on
Yep.
telling when the record's going to happen because I don't want to ruin the streak. So we'll let you know when it
yeah.
happens.
Anyway, Malik Davis with the ball, and here's King slicing his way inside. A nice finish by the redshirt junior from Kansas City. Here's Knox to Belton. Belton at the elbow. Looking for a cutter. He's a solid passer as a big. Here's Williams. Slicing his way inside. No good. Miholcic, good help defense for the Reddies. Here's King. Driving on Dunlap. Ooh, nice finish from Clarence King. And that's going to be an and one for King. And now it's just a 10-point game as King's going to have a chance to possibly cut it to single digits. As that foul was on MJ Leslie. It's just his second personal. King, third leading scorer on this Ready squad, 71% from the free throw line. Ready faithful, definitely used to seeing him cutting inside and making plays at the rim like he's done so far in this second half, shooting 50% from the field. Still having a discussion as King now has a chance. Shoot free throws here. He's got the classic KD 5s on. Gotta love those shoes.
And Chris, give Henderson State credit because for the sharp shooting that Ouachita's had here in the final half of play, they've actually held even in terms of scoring. Still a 9-point deficit at this juncture.
Here's Leslie. Williams. Backing down, McDonald. Nice play inside by the former #1 player in Arkansas, Taryn Williams. Here's Dunlap. Slips for a second. Get it into Miholcic, and he picks up right where he left off, and now he's got 15. Well, just a 9-point game. I think a lot of Henderson fans thought this one was over, but nope. Reddies are not going away just yet. Still going to be Ouachita basketball. King playing aggressive defense, trying to create some turnovers here. And now we have a media timeout. 7:31 left to play. A 9-point lead by Ouachita. We'll see if they can keep hanging on to this solid lead. So stick around for more Ouachita basketball here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
73-64 is your score with 7:31 remaining in this second half of Battle of the Ravine action. Well, our first game just about 2 hours ago ended in a dramatic fashion, ending in a double overtime victory for the Reddies with a fantastic performance and eventual game winner by Jada Pickens. And then this one's starting to turn out to be entertaining in its own right. Emory Knox if you don't want to hear me keep talking about him, then you're just going to have to keep listening to me, because he's got 35 points, has made 10 straight three-pointers out of 10 attempts. Just an incredible performance from the junior from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And this guy's having a pretty solid night, too. Both of these guys with 15, and Taryn Williams and MJ Leslie. I'm going to say that's a traveling violation, and every Tiger's a little confused. Kind of looked like he'd already established his pivot foot, which was his left one, and then moved his right foot, but the officials saw different. Here's Malik Davis. All this talk about the three Ouachita Stars, and he's having a solid night too. Miholcic got Belton up in the air, and he's going to head to the free throw line.
Well, Miholcic, great play there. Under the basket, had a little bit of a hesitation. Rollin Belton went ahead, and Miholcic just goes right into the contact to draw the foul. Now he's going to have a chance for two at the charity stripe, but also going to have to earn those two.
Well, Miholcic has kind of struggled from the charity stripe this game. It's just 1 of 4. And now 2 of 5 so far in the season, shooting 63%. Averaging 11 points per game, which is 4th on the team. And Miholcic, no good. Seems like all of his misses have been on that right side. Oh, Knox had an opportunity to pull it up there. But he has not been selfish in this game by any means. He has 6 assists to go along with his name and his 35 points. MJ Leslie's going to shoot it, though. No good, though, as McDonald gets the board and he brings it up. Here's Davis. Davis for 3. No good. And that's going to be a foul on Belton. That's going to be his 3rd personal, and he's got to be really careful here, as he is the tallest player on this Ouachita roster at 6'8". Tyler Haynes, 6'5", is outside of J.C. Phillip. He's the next tallest player. Miholcic, first free throw is good. And Marvin Williams Dunn checks in for MJ Leslie. Miholcic, and that one's good. He's 2 of 2 from the line for the first time tonight. Here's Knox. And we're going to have yep, another clock issue. I thought that's exactly what it was initially. The Reedy players on the floor thought it was a timeout by Ouachita, but we are still in play. Clock issue has been fixed. Here's Knox. Here's Williams. To Dunlap. Dunlap for 3. No good. Patterson with the ball. A lot of shooters for this Tiger team. It was a lucky miss for the Reddies. Here's Davis to Patterson. Patterson pushing off. Jumper is good. Zion Patterson really making his money in that mid-range area. And now here's a Ouachita timeout with 5:58 remaining. And we're going to take a timeout as well. 73-69 is your score. Stick around for the conclusion of this Battle of the Ravine action here on Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Well, it's been a long night here at Bill Vining Arena. Started off at 5:30 with a double overtime thrilling victory for Henderson State. The women's basketball squads went right at it all night long and played fantastic. A lot of career-high performances from both sides, and it seems like the same is going on for both Ouachita and Henderson. Here's Knox. Williams got it. Deep two is good. 75-69 is your score. Ouachita leads by 6 as Patterson has it on the wing. Looking for a screen from McDonald. Here's Davis. Out to Patterson. Patterson jab step inside. Nice patience and great block by Roland Belton. Williams done with the board. I will say Roland Belton has done a good job with help defense in this game. As Williams, he was open. Now he's going to take the contested shot. No good. Here goes Davis. He's got 15. Pull-up jumper is good. Malik Davis, deadly with the ball in his hand so far, has 17. The leading scorer for this Reedy team has really kept them in it. Here's Belton to Williams, guarded by McDonald. Williams and one from the junior out of Marianna, Arkansas. Taryn Williams, not the only Tiger having a great night, as he's got 17, as well as 4 rebounds. What a performance from this Tiger squad, and he actually has 19, but looking to make it an even 20. Could potentially see 2 Tiger teammates with 20 or more points. Yes, we do see that. Emory Knox with 35 and Taryn Williams with 20. King goes right at Martin. Martin we hadn't seen in a while. He's been playing with some foul trouble, and he picks up the offensive foul from Clarence King, playing a little bit too aggressively with the ball in his hands.
King also in a bit of foul trouble, his 4th personal. And because it changes possession, the Tigers will not go to the charity stripe. However, they are now just 1 away from the double bonus.
Here's Belton. Backing down Miholcic. Nice pass to Martin. Oh, and what would have been a great play. Martin took a hard spill. And that foul's going to be on. That's going to be on Zion Patterson. It was a nice look by Belton. It was a nice pass and trying to find Martin. And we've not seen a flush in this game for Ouachita. Seen a lot of 3-pointers and a lot of made 3-pointers too.
Just got another piece of information from our Director of Athletic Communications, Brian Ramsey. Sorry to interrupt with more Emory Knox information, but Emory Knox has the most points by a Ouachita player since 2017, when Westbrook scored 36 against Harding back that year. Also an in-state rivalry, and Knox has left his mark tonight as well. That was a great game from Lakeith Westbrook back in the day, and we're getting something reminiscent of it here, but also something special in its own right.
Special indeed from another Tiger great. Here's Patterson, McDonald, excuse me, and that's going to be Reedy basketball. Neither Knox or Belton could control it, as we have another timeout. Ouachita with the 9-point lead with 3:56 left to play. Brody is going to have an update from the sideline about this 9-point lead from Ouachita. Brody, what you got?
Thank you, Chris. Just here to talk about the game as we're getting closer to the end. It's been a battle. Both teams, even when you thought it was done, there was a point where we thought Henderson was out of this game, but they've kept fighting and they've kept pushing. We're in the middle of another classic Battle of the Ravine matchup here. Both sides have put their heart into it. We've mentioned his names multiple times with Emory Knox and so many other great players on both sides for Ouachita and Henderson. The fans have showed up. This has just been one to remember. That's all I got. This has been Brody Kriegel signing off.
All right, well, thank you, Brody, and you're exactly right. This is certainly one to remember, regardless of the outcome of the game, as Ouachita still has a 9-point lead. This night, just in general, the overtime victory for the Ready, or the double overtime victory for the Reddies just a couple of hours ago, and then the explosion from Emory Knox here. Just a great, great night on this Thursday, kind of a warmer evening here at Bill Vining Arena. And I will notice that Laquan Butler Jr. leaving the court right now. Hopefully he'll come back for just a moment, but Laquan Butler Jr., of course, played 1 year for Ouachita last season. And he had a fantastic season. He's been up in the stands with former Tiger veteran Lorenz Nero as well. Also spent last year on the coaching staff for Coach Nutt's group. As Patterson has it, he's going to take the three. That one's short. Miholcic diving for it. Teammates had to get out of the way on the bench. And here's Williams, and that's going to be a blocking foul, much to the chagrin of the Ready faithful, as B.J. Johnson goes back over to wipe up the spill. And yeah, it was an easy call. Williams just trying to make his way. And
there were even some Henderson State fans that got up and started yelling, but then they started smiling, almost like you have to yell out of necessity for your team in rivalry games like this. But even they knew this was the right call. Had to smile that one off.
Well, that's going to be the 5th personal for Clarence King as his night is over. A solid night, though, for King, as he really made his mark on the inside. Only had 5 points, but he had 2 steals, a couple rebounds, made some nice plays in the second half. But Taryn Williams is going to head to the free throw line. He is perfect so far today, 3 of 3 for 20 points, looking to make it 21 and 22. Well, Taryn Williams is a junior out of Marianna, Arkansas, was a transfer from Louisiana Tech, as everybody's going to see if the floor is to their liking. But he had a pretty solid 2 years at Louisiana Tech, but was the best player in Arkansas in the class of 2021. Decided to come back to his home state and has really blossomed into a star for this Tiger squad. So far averaging 12 points per game, and his numbers have increased a lot over the last several games, having 20-point performances a couple of times in the last few home games, as Malik Davis has it here. 10-point game with 3:27 left to play. Here's Davis. He's had a nice night. McDonald to Patterson. Patterson looking at the shot clock. He's got time. Here's Patterson into Miholcic. Miholcic working on Belton, and he's inside for the and one. Tomislav Miholcic, the 5th-year senior out of Belgrade, Serbia, still having a phenomenal night so far. Had a really strong first half with 11 points, and now he's very close to a double-double. 18 points and 9 rebounds. Make that 19 points and 9 rebounds as Williams gets it into Martin. Here's Knox. Here's Martin. Belton to Knox. Nice reverse with the lefty. And what a find by Rollin Belton. As I mentioned, he can pass for a big. Not many players at that size can. But Coach Nutt has trusted his playmaking ability as Taryn Williams, good job on that help defense. The help side defense coming up with the jump ball will stay with Henderson State, though, as Malik Davis set to throw in. Here's Farmer to McDonald. Farmer up top, guarded by Knox. Farmer, nice reverse layup over Belton. 83-76 is your score. And one of the top storylines of the night has been Emory Knox. I don't think I've gone 2 minutes without talking about the junior from South Carolina.
Well, if this gives you any indication, I've been in contact with Brian Ramsey. He says he doesn't know if he can't find anything in the records going back to 2001 to 2002 of anyone that's had more points than we've seen from Emory Knox tonight. Laquie Westbrook was the highest value he could find at 36 from a quick reference back in 2017.
Well,
he's already passed that number with his last basket up to 37.
Yep, exactly. So at least within this century, has the most points in a game by a Ouachita Tiger with 37 points. And typically when you see a mark like that and a team that's only ahead by 8, typically you expect him to be taking, all the shots, but that's not been the case as he has 7 assists as well. And those 7 assists is actually, it's another career high for Emory Knox. He had 6 assists twice in his time at Charleston Southern, and now he's got 7 assists, which is, of course, like I said, a new career high now with Ouachita. Malik Davis to McDonald is good. The second chance opportunity is good by McDonald, and now we have a timeout by Henderson State, and we're going to take a little bit of a break. 1:38 left to play. 85-78 is your score. Stick around for the final of this Ouachita Baptist action here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Well, this night has been summed up by one man, and that is Emory Knox with 37 points out of his team's 85. Not only that, but he has 7 assists as well. Just what a fantastic night from Emory Knox. And I am so sorry if we just keep talking about him, but what a night from Emory Knox. And I'm Chris Gay, joined by Chase Hartzell, and this is still going to be a fantastic finish here at Bill Vining Arena as Ouachita's going to let some clock to go out. I don't know if we'll see Emory Knox take another 3-point shot. I say that. We might just see it indeed. I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm not going to say another word about that. But Darren Williams, guarded by Farmer, driving inside to Belton. Adding some flair to this 9-point lead for Ouachita. Miholcic working on Belton. Miholcic. Oh, and Belton's going to pick up the personal. And Belton's night is over. Huge loss for the Tigers as Tyler Haynes is probably set to come in.
If this is indeed the end, what a way to go out, though, with the two-handed jam. We've been waiting for Belton to bust out a play like that all game long. He did it in the first 7 seconds of the game against ECU. Took him a little while tonight, but if the Tigers can hold on, that last dunk might be the dagger in this ball game.
Actually, interesting move by Coach Nutt. MJ Leslie's going to check in. So now the tallest player on the floor for Ouachita is 6'5", Taryn Williams, of course, the size difference between him and Tyler Haynes not glaring, but against Miholjic, it's going to be an interesting finish here, an interesting final minute. If you're Henderson State, you've got to be looking at that matchup as they're about to sub in Cortland Crow. And actually, Miholjic is going to check out, which makes sense. You don't need him guarding Taryn Williams along the perimeter. But Cortland Crow is going to check back in. The Arkadelphia native, playing in a game he's probably grown up watching, as that's going to be a timeout by Ouachita. But we're going to stay right here. Just 58 seconds left to play in this game. Both teams in the double bonus. Ouachita leading 87-79. And you know what? I'm not even going to talk about Emory Knox. I'm going to talk about another guy. Taryn Williams has 23 points in this game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, only missing 4 shots, 1 free throw. What a performance from him. And then from MJ Leslie, who just had a long sit, took a long time on the bench as he's playing. Well, he was playing with foul trouble earlier, but he has 15 points on 5 made threes, all of those points from threes.
Well, also, I just got a report in. Sorry to go back to Emory Knox, Chris, but we do have a report from Mitchell Bolding, who is a member of the Tigers 1,000 point club. He played here from 1995 to 1999. He scored 38 points against Southeastern Oklahoma State in the game back in 1998. He doesn't remember anyone scoring more than that after the fact. So this may be the highest scoring effort since 1998 from a Tiger. Todd Denton did have 41, but that was back in the early 90s. So we are seeing the kind of game that we haven't seen in about a quarter century from Ouachita.
Well, Emory Knox becoming an instant Tiger legend in just his first year with the program. And Williams Dunn gets it into Martin. He slips. Martin to Leslie, and Williams was wide open. They're going to commit the foul on Leslie. Williams wasn't exactly happy. He was wide open, could have had a dunk down there, would have made it a double-digit lead for Ouachita, but now MJ Leslie has a chance to shoot 2. Leslie, an excellent three-point shooter, not so much at the free throw line, shooting only 56% this season. Does make his first. He's got a nice stroke. Just has not capitalized in his chances when he's gotten them. As Miholjic is going to check back in for Henderson State. Crow's going to check out. Leslie with 16 on the night. Looking for 17, and he does. As Malik Davis, who has 17 as well, looking for a teammate. Here's Patterson working on Williams Dunn, and he's going to pick up the personal as he was trying to block him off from driving the baseline. And Marvin Williams Dunn, his night is over as well. So that is the second Tiger to foul out of this game, as Cortland Crow is set to check in for the Reddies. And now Kobe Dunlap is going to check in for Ouachita. Tim McDonald's also going to check in for the Reddies. Miholjic is going to check out, and actually Malik Davis is going to check out. Actually, Davis almost looks a little shaken up. I don't want to assume anything. But now Patterson is going to shoot 2 at the free throw line, a 65% free throw shooter. And his first is good. So far, he's 4-4 from the line today for 16 points. Oh, here's Knox. Knox. And everybody wanted to dunk, but he did go up for the layup. 39 points for Emory Knox. And, oh, Patterson, what a throwdown right there. Picking up the and one. Now he's going to go to the free throw line as Emory Knox picked up his 4th personal. And the and one is converted. Here's Martin. Martin just going to let some time go off. Everybody's telling Emory Knox to pull up from 3. We'll see what he does here. It's going to be a traveling violation on Emory Knox. Just got a little confused there. Game's not over. Still 8 seconds left. Ouachita with the 8-point lead, but Emory Knox, I think he was contemplating if he should take that 11th triple or not. And here's Farmer. They're going to let Farmer just go in for the layup. 3.9 left to play. Martin is just going to dribble this one out. And Ouachita. And Martin with the flush to just cap off the night. What a night for Ouachita. The 91-85 win here at Battle of the Ravine, getting revenge after the women lost in double overtime. What a performance. I'm Chris Gay, joined by Chase Hartzell. We're about to take a short break, but Chase, what are your final thoughts on this win?
Well, can we mention the milestone at this point that Emory Knox is
right
past?
Yes.
We were holding off just in case. We didn't want to jinx him. Regardless, he made history tonight. The D2 record for most consecutive threes made in a game is 10. It hasn't been done in over a decade. Last time was in 2011. He achieved that tonight. Also set a GAC record for the most consecutive threes made in a game. The previous record was 8. Also had one of the top scoring games potentially in about 30 years. You can't ask for much more from your leader guard who just transferred in here this year. You know, we talked about Laquan Butler, a guy who came in here in 1 year and made such a difference to this program, was welcomed back with a warm embrace tonight. Emory Knox could easily be the same kind of guy in big part due to the performance that he had here tonight.
Yes, he could, and we'll get to hear what Coach Nutt and what Emory has to say about this win, so stick around for those interviews right after this short break.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Captain Henderson House. We're a home to call your very own when you're away from yours, with a porch to end your night on, surrounded by friends, sharing stories and old times, and a yard with memories of summertime weddings and picnics after the game. We are so thankful for the life this house has seen for nearly 150 years. Come stay with us and join in on our stories. Captain Henderson House, Inn and Events.
Well, welcome back to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law. I'm Chris Gay, joined by the winning coach, Coach Dennis Nutt. Coach, you pointed out something to me in the stat sheet, 10 out of 10 from the three-point line. I don't know if you're aware, but Emory Knox broke the previous Great American Conference record for most consecutive threes in a game, which was previously 8, and then has tied the Division II record for most threes in a game consecutively with 10. That's why everybody was saying shoot the ball towards the end. Was there ever a moment where you're like, you know what, Emory, put up one more shot?
No. The main thing was just try to get out of here with the win, and he did have an incredible game. I mean, first half was amazing. He got going, hit his first couple, and, man, I guess the goal looked really big to him tonight. Proud of all the guys. I thought defensively first half was really good. Kind of let them get to the rim a little bit second half, but they're good at it. But bottom line is we came out on top tonight.
Well, what was the game plan heading into this game? I'm sure it was not, let's get 10 threes out of Emory Knox.
No, basically kind of what we've been doing, just concentrating on our defense and focusing on that part of it. Team defense is what we got to do, and we're getting better. We're getting better at that part. I think Rollin does a good job with us down low and kind of gives us a presence down low that we hadn't had in a while. And hopefully we get Tyler back. I know he's had some injuries last week of practice, but he's fighting through it. So hopefully we can kind of get him back. But proud of all the guys and how they competed tonight.
Well, Coach, despite the great win, you guys still got out-rebounded. What can be adjusted as far as getting it's very hard to deal with a guy like Miholcic down low, but what can be adjusted?
Well, they're good at it, number one. They had 9 offensive in the first half. They do such a good job. We try to help they drive so well, so you often help, and then the backside is kind of left unattended, So we got to do a little bit better job of the backside helping the helper. But, we'll take it. We'll move on. It's you can always learn after a good win.
Well, has this been one of your favorite Battle of the Ravine days? I mean, the double overtime thriller, even though it did not come out in a Ouachita win, but still it's got to be a very memorable one at least.
I tell you, our crowd was great. It was one of the best home crowds for this Battle of the Ravine game I've been a part of, and our guys responded to it well. So it was a fun night.
Well, Coach, Harding on Saturday,
Yes,
what's your plan?
More of the same. We got to continue what we're doing, and defensively they got some guys that we'll have to really focus in on, and hopefully we can just build on this and keep moving forward.
All right, Coach.
All
well,
right.
Thank you. Congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Well, wow, what a performance from this Ouachita team, and we're about to have a chance to talk with the star of the night, Emory Knox. Isaac, I'll take it, or you take it from here.
With Emory Knox, star point guard of the night. If you didn't know already, Emory, you went 10 for 10 from three-point range tonight, which sets the GAC record for most consecutive three-pointers made in a game and ties the Division II record for most consecutive three-pointers made in a game. How are you feeling from deep tonight, just absolutely knocking down everything you took?
Honestly, I just been in the gym. Just stay in the gym, get my shots up. It's a daily routine. It's nothing new. I've been in a slump lately, so I'm just glad I could come out here and perform and, get the W with my teammates.
And then later in the game, we saw you kind of take more of a passer's role. Great teammate in that, and saw Taron Williams and other players score a lot of points. So, what was your motivation to kind of move the ball around, especially on a night where and you saw other players score just as well? So on a night like this where you're scoring, what's your motivation to move the ball around?
It's just, I eat. Family got to eat. We all brothers. I want to see everybody win on the team, and they performed at a high level, and I'm just glad we were able to get the W.
And then on top of that, beating a talented Henderson team, y'all went out there and had one of your best shooting performances of the season. How does a win in a rivalry game like this, in front of a crowd like this, how does that feel?
It's big. It's real big. This is probably the most people I've seen since I've been here, so it was real exciting. We was all ready for it, talked about it all week. I kind of spoke it into existence. I was like, I'm coming 40 off the bench, I had 39. So it's actually crazy to think about, but I just thank God, and I thank my teammates for, trusting me and my coaches. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Emory. And we'll swing it over across the desk to Chase and Brody for some final stats for this game. But this has been Isaac Bourne. Thank you tonight.
Thank you, Isaac. We are ready to break down the final stats in this ballgame. Chase Hartzell joined by Brody Kriegel. Brody, really the story tonight was the man that Isaac just talked to, and that was Emory Knox. 13 of 15 from the field, 10 for 10 from three-point range. That's a GAC record for consecutive threes made. That's also a D2 record for most threes made. He didn't break the record, but he became just the third player ever to make 10 consecutive triples in a game. What an effort tonight, not to mention 39 points, which is the most that we've seen in our digital records. We're having to go back into the old analog records and the physical records to find out when the last time somebody scored that many points was at Ouachita.
Yeah, Chase, and it just seemed like when Chris was on the call tonight, he probably wishes he could have been paid for as many times he's said Emory's name tonight. It's like he was coming out of a lab, but it's not even just Emory. Like, we look at the efforts of Taryn Williams, MJ Leslie, and so many other great players here. The three-point percentage was amazing. Field goals, just really capitalizing off of everything that they needed to do. And just Coach Nutt, I could tell he got his team ready for this game.
Well, anytime you're shooting 67% from three, not from the field, that's already amazing in its own right. But when you're shooting 67% from three as a team, that is unbelievable. Also shooting over 50% as a team, 55.4% from the field tonight. You mentioned Taryn Williams and MJ Leslie. Both of them finish out in double digits. Taryn Williams with 23, MJ Leslie with 17. Also got to mention a few other players that didn't quite have as many points but had a lot of those hustle plays. Roland Belton is one of the first that comes to mind with 6 points and 8 rebounds. He did foul out of the game but shot a respectable percentage from the field. And then Reggie Martin, really your hustle player tonight, scoring 6 points. And although it didn't always translate to numbers, it seemed like he was always there to save the ball, keep it in bounds. He was fighting for the boards. Even if he didn't come down with the basketball, it seemed like he was opening up opportunities for his teammates. And really, that's another thing to talk about with Emory Knox. Is sorry to go back to him. I know we sound like a broken record tonight, but he led the charge with 7 assists. The ball movement was incredible tonight. 17 assists as a team, 7 of those belonging to Knox. 3 of them belong to Taryn Williams, who finished second in scoring. And then you've also got to give kudos to MJ Leslie and Roland Belton, both finishing with multiple assists.
And here's one crazy stat that I'd like to go ahead and talk about. So Henderson got off to the quick start, and it looked like they were in control. Once Ouachita took the lead, they never let up. Only one lead change this entire game, and just the tenacity, the effort from every single player here tonight. Not even just on Ouachita's side, but on Henderson's side. Even when they were down, it always looked like they were in this game and that they had a chance. And really, we got to give credit to some of the Henderson players like Tomislav Miholikic, tongue twister, and Zion Patterson had some pretty good games here tonight. Although they weren't on the same pace with Ouachita with 34% in field goals and about 54% in free throws, they clearly would not give up. And that's what these rivalry games, that's what Battle of the Ravine is all about, fighting to the last second.
Right, and looking at some of the stat leaders for Henderson, Tomislav Miholčić finishes out just shy of a double-double. He had 22 points and 9 rebounds. He needed that one extra board to get into double-double territory, but he still led the team in that category. Next highest scorer was Zion Patterson with 19. He was also tied for second on the team in rebounds with 7. Also tied with him at 7 was Tim McDonald. He had 6 points on the night, and then finishing third in scoring tonight for the Reddies, it was Malik Davis with 17. He also had 5 boards and 3 assists, those 3 assists leading the team. But Brody, looking at this game, it really felt like the three-pointer was the difference because Ouachita is shooting a higher percentage there than anywhere else on the floor. They didn't necessarily lead in points off of turnovers. They didn't necessarily lead in points in the paint. That was really dominated by Henderson State in this game. But they found a way to hit the triple and hit the triple consistency, and that is tough to beat.
And that's the good note there, because we can see here in the second half, Henderson actually scored more points than Ouachita did. Henderson 55 points in the second, Ouachita 52 points in the second.
It was an incredible run tonight for the Tigers on offense. Kudos to the Reddies, though. Respectable effort as well. This is certainly a game that we are going to be remembering for a long time, a couple of games, in fact. Pair that along with the women's game. But that is going to do it for the post-game report here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. With that, we're going to send it over to Chris Gay to wrap up our broadcast. Thanks for watching.
Get over it. Double overtime thriller, of course. Ouachita did not come away with the victory. Unfortunate. Crosstown rivals Henderson State did. And then here for the men's basketball game, Ouachita was able to get the victory over Henderson State after a phenomenal performance from, you guessed it, Emory Knox. Reporting live from Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University, I'm Chris Gay. Have a great night, and go Tigers.
Ouachita! Way up at the buzzer! Is it going to